Hello, this is Randall with the Philippines Project, and right now we're going to go on a motorcycle ride, and we are in Iloilo City proper. I just got off the ferry at the terminal, and we're going to discuss some things about riding a motorcycle today. So, again, I'm down in city proper. This is the old part of Iloilo. You'll notice old architecture. I also notice a bus coming up on my right side there. So, what I want to say about that, I'm on my ADV Honda 150 and got my GoPro there on the front. And riding a motorcycle in the Philippines can be a dangerous thing. Okay, you got a lot of obstacles. You got a lot of things that if you've never driven in the Philippines, that you're not used to. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to explain here in this video. You know, some pedestrians walking across the street. You are expected to watch out for pedestrians. You got a bus right there. He's going to pull over. He's probably going all the way to the other side of Iloilo City, up to Pavia, to the Robinsons. And he's going to stay on a route, and he's going to pull over to the side of the road when he sees somebody standing on the side of the road, wants a ride, and then he's going to pull right back out. This is a nice place, real close to Chinatown in Iloilo City. You can buy fruits and all kinds of things down here. But the main thing, if you're riding a motorcycle, I suggest, especially if you're not experienced, is to get a scooter. And that's what I've got. It's automatic. You don't have to shift gears. And one of the main things that I try to do is I try to maintain a safe following distance. Now, having said that, you're going to find some times in this video where I'm not really following that advice. But you see, I've got a space cushion in front of me, okay? And also you see like a jeepney on the right side there. Those guys are going to do basically the same things that the buses are doing. They're going to pull over. So, number one, I'm in the left lane because of that reason. Because if you're in the right lane, you're going to constantly be stopped by jeepneys. And you're going to have to look in your mirror. You're going to have to see if you can get back in the left lane. So this is a 2-lane road. You're better off in the left lane most of the time. But also notice that there's a jeepney, and we'll always watch him. He could pull out, especially if he's stopped. There's another one. If they're stopped, watch their front tire. If they've got that thing cocked, they might be ready to go. But notice that I always maintain a nice space cushion and try to leave a good amount of space. I'm going to be making a left-hand turn here, and just let other people go. I mean, we're not in a video game here. We're not in a motorcycle race. We're not in a race with these people. It's not a competition. So you really need to think about it that way. This is pretty much 5 o'clock traffic in downtown Iloilo City. It gets worse. I'm getting onto this road here, this road called General Luna. And that's going to take me out where I'll make a right. But this is a 2-lane road here, so a couple things you want to watch for. Maintain your following distance, and I'm going to mess that up here in a little bit, but I'll kind of explain why I do that. Now see, watch this guy. These Filipino drivers, for the most part, they're not really too specific about which lane they're in. He's straddling a lane right now, and everybody's stopping for pedestrians. They can pop out at any time. I'm a little bit tighter in to this guy because there's a bridge, we call them flyovers here, where you go up in the air and it's no traffic on that bridge. So that's kind of where I'm trying to get. That's why I was in the lane that I was in. Now I've since moved because in that left lane there's also a U-turn that's made sometimes, and those people will block that lane and you can't move. So I'm following the motorcycle traffic now. They call it a bike lane, but that I'm in right now. I just kind of ease down through here. I'm not going fast. I got both feet kind of down close to the pavement in case I need to, steady myself. But this scooter, this Honda ADV 150, is so balanced you can go at a low speed. Now see, I got stopped by a jeepney, and I've got to look for a way to get out. And as much as is possible, you want to try to avoid situations like that, because I mean, it's a proven fact. The more you change lanes, the more chances of an accident that you're going to have. I see here I'm finally getting up to my flyover. We go up in the sky. You see the beautiful city of Iloilo, and it is a beautiful city in the Philippines. It's my favorite city so far in the Philippines. I've not been to every one, but I really like Iloilo City. It's clean, it's managed really well, and they do care about the environment. And not to say there's not some trash, there is, but they keep it to a minimum. So I'm back down off the flyover, and this is a pretty nice stretch of road right here. I'm still on the same road. I'll be making a right up here, and there's another flyover you can see to the left there that you could take, but I'm going to be making a right here in the bottom part of this flyover. And there's a big Jollibee over there on the left. And what I noticed about the Philippines, any major intersection, there's going to be a Jollibee restaurant. So you can almost give directions by how many Jollibees you got to go. I'm making a right here onto, a lot of people call it Diversion Road. On the map it says Benigno Aquino Highway, and so it's 3 to 4 lanes most of the time. Now, again, notice this is where you can really use your cushion to your advantage. But anytime you get in this left lane, always be looking ahead for somebody going to be making a U-turn. Either like that white taxi or that red car on the left, they can really slow you down. So the key to me, in my head, is kind of like, move like a jeepney. Slow, deliberately, always keep moving forward. So you're constantly watching ahead of you, and I don't like being behind this truck because it limits my visibility. So we're coming up to a big stoplight. It's always best, pretty much always best, to be in the right-hand lane when you're coming up to a stoplight, because that's most likely going to be a right-hand turning lane. And, you have the possibility of cars in that right lane that are going to turn. They're not supposed to stop there. So you can bypass all this traffic on your left. We're coming up to this stoplight up here. And me and this motorcycle person in front of me, we kind of ease our way up there, and we get pretty close to the front of the line. But if you're stuck back there in traffic behind all these cars, you're not going to be able to move. And that's bad enough within itself, but also you're going to be stuck in the sun. You're not going to get any breeze, and it'll take its toll on you. So I end up having to stop. We're pretty close. One thing you want to watch for, if you get in the front of the pack, the traffic is more congested. So what I start doing, I'll find a safe place, and I like to get, this is usually 3-lane, and the middle lane really doesn't have to turn right or left. It's going to pretty much move straight ahead. So that's an advantage. So I don't know what I'm doing here, but I guess I see some things up ahead. I want to try to eventually get in that middle lane. I think some of this traffic is slow, like that Brinks truck is really slow, and I thought, okay, I can't see, so I want to get around him. Now I ease back over into that middle lane. All my slower traffic, my buses, my jeepneys are on my right. And then you've got a couple of lanes over here that you can move around, and you have options. So this traffic is flowing pretty good, and it does. This is 5:30 in the evening, and sometimes it's worse than this. But if you don't enter this experience as a competition, and you really watch far ahead, and you keep a good following distance, manage your space. You should always have space cushions on every side of you, and if the person in front of you slows down, slow down. Again, it's not a competition. It's not a race. Your object is to get home or wherever you're going to go safely. If you're going to go, 40 kilometers per hour and you get there safely, what's the advantage of going 70 and having an accident? There's no advantage whatsoever. So safety is key. I am a trained over-the-road truck driver, and I worked for FedEx Freight for 15 years, and I went through several different driving tests and driving courses on how to manage this. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I do have a little bit more training than your average individual. The main thing is keep a following distance, keep your options open, keep a space pillow all the way around you, and always be observing way ahead. It seems like to me that a lot of people driving on the roads in the Philippines and in the U.S., they look 10 feet in front of them. And see, again, I'm in the right lane. I know I can move up. I tuck myself right in behind these other guys. So that right lane is pretty much going to be clear because people have to turn right. Puts me in a good position to go ahead and accelerate. On this scooter, it's a 150. That thing really can accelerate faster. It has more horsepower, more torque than what these other vehicles do. So you can get out in front of them. You can create that space cushion again, and you can always be checking your mirrors. And I even installed, you can see at the right there, it's a little convex mirror that helps you see things that are in your blind spot. So I can look down and see in there. But I try to run about 50 kilometers per hour, which is not very fast. It's about 30 to 35 mile an hour. And, I don't try to get much faster than that. Between 30 to 45 mile an hour is about as fast as I'm going to go. Because you make a mistake out here, you go down, you have shorts on, I don't care if you have a pair of pants on, it's going to mess you up for a few days, and maybe longer than that. But you can see I've got a lot of space, and that's why I like this road, because, the thing I found, okay, I'm in the middle lane. Somebody comes up behind me, maybe they're in a hurry, let them be in a hurry. Relax. The military, which I never was in, it has a saying, it says, what is it? Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. It doesn't matter how slow you're going as long as you're moving forward. That's like, again, it's like a jeepney. They may not move that fast, but they're always in forward motion. They'll stop on the side of the road. As soon as that person gets in, they take off gently and they just keep going forward. And that's what you want to do. That's the attitude you want to have. Doesn't matter how slow you go. I'd rather see that light change and decelerate the last quarter mile or whatever I can see and hit that light as you come through it. It just doesn't benefit you to run up on somebody's bumper, run between traffic unnecessarily. There are times that you're going to have to do that, but it's not going to be all the time. And you'll see up here in a little bit, I'll be right in the middle of some traffic. I don't like these situations, but I will say this, unless you just want to sit behind cars and trucks, see, I'm trying to get around this water truck or petroleum truck, because, again, he limits my visibility. I can't see, and that just takes my options way down because I can't see. There's your jeepney on the right. Taxis, they'll just stop. People stop right in the middle of the road. People will be on the other side of the road, want to make a U-turn. They'll cross all 3 and 4 lanes of traffic and get on the other side. And they'll drive across 4 lanes of traffic really slow. It's just what they do here. I'm not making a bad comment on their driving, but if you've ever driven in the Philippines, that's what people do. So you need to be prepared for that. And that's what this video is about. We're coming up on a pretty congested area here just in a minute or two, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. There's a flyover to the left, but motorcycles can't take it. Only cars with 4 wheels can take it. So you're really limited on what you can do there. So I kind of have to take the busier, more congested path. I don't have an option. So this is pretty good, pretty smooth sailing out through here. And I live about 20 minutes from downtown. I just got off the ferry. I come up there, put my GoPro on, and thought this would be a good video as far as showing exactly what traffic's like in Iloilo City in the Philippines. So we'll be coming up to a stoplight here and a little more congested area, and you're going to see exactly what you have to deal with. All right, here's the stoplight. This is really one of the last stoplights that I got to come to. And see, there's a turning lane there to the right, takes off towards Haro. Now it starts to get a little more congested. But watch the motorcycle traffic. They can help you out. A lot of them, I think, take some unnecessary risks, but at the same time, I understand it. I understand why they do it, because you just don't want to sit there behind traffic. Now, this area does have a little bit of a side lane that motorcycles can get in and more easily go around traffic. And that's what we're hoping to hit. There's my buddy in that truck again. Everybody's starting. See, this is the point to where the cars are going on the flyover there to the left, and we've got to go straight. And there's a bottleneck up there. About 3 lanes have to come together. Then you've got a bus that's just going to be right there, and they're not going to be able to move very fast. So this is the point to where it really gets a little sketchy. I'd like to get in front of that black truck that I just come up by. I'm looking to the right. There's a jeepney up there. I don't really want to go that way. But see, the motorcycle traffic's going that way. And these guys know, they drive this stuff every day. So you gotta at least take the flow of traffic as an illustration on what the possibilities might be. Yep, I'm up in between the black truck and the jeepney. And you just have to put your feet down and wait for something to happen sometimes. Now, a tactic I use often in a situation like this, before I get up there, and I didn't use it this time, but I'll get all the way over to the right where the bottleneck is. And usually you can ease your way in front of everybody else. That's just the way they do it here. Now see, they've got an opening. We can start to move. People are moving different directions. We get in behind this bus. See, I'm thinking about going around. I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. I would have been a little better off to go around to the left. But you also run the risk, see, everybody's trying to get together. You also run the risk of being pinned, and you can't, they want you to get on that flyover and you can't go on that thing. So you don't want to be in that bad of a situation. So I'm just kind of waiting it out through here. There's a guy, he just casually walking across the street all the time, all day long, man. It's amazing. It's just almost, you can get mad or you can just smile about it and then just say, that's the Philippines. Here we go. So we got a little bit of a lane. It runs a pretty good ways down through here. You got to watch, though. Your pavement will get uneven. I've had a wreck because of it one time. And there's a little thing we've got to all jump across here. But if you just sit in that traffic and just breathe that exhaust behind somebody else, pretty tight space right here with that motorcycle sitting there. Pretty good bump up here. It's just interesting to watch how these motorcycles get around in the field. See, there's our bump. A piece of rebar sticking out down there. But you can get around a lot of cars if you take these side. And what I really try to do, the best option of all, is just don't go out on a motorcycle this time of day. Pick your times. This time I was in Guimaras and I come over. It was time to go home. I didn't want to wait till 7 or 8 o'clock and it's dark. So I decided just to gut it out, get over here, traffic or no traffic, and that's why I'm in this situation. See, they've got some little lanes. They're not real lanes. They're just concrete that you can ride on, and it helps you get through this. We're coming up to a City Mall intersection, and that's a big intersection. It's like at least 4 lanes going one way and the other, and then another 4 going the other way. So ended up I couldn't get in front of this black van, so I just had to get behind him. The road down below is really kind of muddy and slick, but I kind of broke free a little bit. So I'm happy. I'm on the move. I'm almost through this intersection. This black van's moving good, so I'm kind of sticking with him. I'm hoping he's going to make a right turn, and that'll put me farther ahead and closer to the intersection. Looks like he stopped, though. Sometimes you just have to wait it out. The main thing when the traffic starts moving like this, everybody gets excited. Everybody wants to get in the front. And that's the time when you need to remain calm and just literally go with the flow. Don't get in a hurry. Unless you can see you're going to get your way out of it, if you just accelerate a little bit, you're better off just keeping that following distance as much as you can. This guy's going to pull right in. He don't care. A lot of times they'll pull right in like that, put on their 4-way flashers, and get out. So it's hilarious. Now these jeepneys, I know they're going to pull over to the left under this flyover. They're going to take on a passenger. They're going to put one out. So that's a stop and go situation. And this is kind of a 1-laner here, 1.5. Motorcycles can take a little bit more. But we're coming up on a Robinson's Mall here in Pavia. I'm almost done. See that guy, he's pretty aggressive. He's got a big bike, and he's a younger dude. I don't get mad at him, let them do what they do, But I know if I just wait this out right here, it's going to break loose pretty soon. Now I was trying to get a little bit of advantage and get ahead with this silver car, but it wasn't going to. Sometimes it just don't happen. That's it. That guy was a little bit bolder. He got around. But I'm not getting over on that rough pavement. My bike's, to me, is more valuable than that in my life and health and everything. So now we're on the move. And there's traffic pulling off, going to Robinson's. There's a big transportation terminal right there. Starts to open up a little bit. Past McDonald's on the right. It's a great coffee place up here on the right. But there's pedestrian crossing right ahead. And there's a traffic guard out there, so, you don't try to blow by these guys. They will ticket you. So it is congested this time of day. I've seen it a lot worse, definitely. But I really, again, I try not to drive in this stuff. I mean, it's 10 o'clock in the morning right now when I'm editing this video, and it's pretty nice out. I was out at about 8:45 a while ago, and the morning traffic was still there. A lot of times jeepneys will pull out right here. Somebody will be standing on the road, right, just like that right there, and they'll pick up a passenger. So you just have to watch. You have to create options for yourself by staying pretty much in the middle lane. And you'll see something crazy up here in a minute. I know that there's a lot of U-turning going on the left lane, and that starts backing up. You see the brake lights on the left. But look at this truck. He's backing in off the road. He's shut everybody down. He's got to do it. He's got to do it. It's the only option he's got. So we're pretty much home free here. I've got one more flyover to go through, and I've got to go down on the right side because then I'll be in Pavia. One of my hardware stores there on the right. We're doing about 45, 50 kilometer per hour. Nice road, nice breeze. It's been really a relaxing ride, with the exception of that jumbled up mess I was in. And I'll say it again, pick your times. If you don't have to go, don't go. I went from this same route yesterday morning. I left the house at about 10 minutes till 5, and I drove all the way down to the port, which is way past city proper, and it took me about 20 minutes, but there was no traffic hardly at all. Even the stoplights were just flashing yellow. So it's all about picking your time. You're retired, and if you don't have to go, don't go. Sometimes you will. You'll make that decision like I did, and you'll need to go. But just be as safe as you can and maintain your following distances. Don't be changing lanes all the time. If you're a little bit slower than everybody else, make everybody else react to you. Don't react to them. You're actually more in control of the situation if you take it easy. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed filming it, and I'll see you in the next video. I want to give a quick shout out to a subscriber named Mikael. He's from Manila. I talked to him on a call about a credit card. He works in a call center. Man, great riding out there. Have a great time, Mikael. Also, I want to thank Rule of Law. He's my actual first guy who joined the channel and on a membership level. And if you want to get more out of the channel, I'd encourage you to go down, hit that black button at the bottom, and join as a member of the Philippines Project. I'll see you next time in the next video. Thank you for watching.